What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf? What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf?
What is No Bottom Shelf? What is it?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the NoBS Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Jordan Pierce, and today I'm just excited. I'm excited. The book is done. The book is done. I'm gonna get into all that because it's been a minute. I haven't been recording in a while. Obviously, I don't think I recorded in like a year for real. Might even be, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I haven't paid attention, but I've been in this book. So today gonna be like a little short rant. Pretty much talking about the book, talking about how and why I wrote the book, who it's for, all that good stuff. Like I said, it's done. At least my portion is done. Now I'm just taking the steps to getting it edited and published and all that stuff. But like, as far as everything I need to put into the book is done. So yeah, the book is done. I'm excited. Like, I know I'm not really showing the excitement right now, but it's kind of late. That's why it's going to be like a little quick rant though. But like, the book is done. I finished it about earlier this week, I think. Maybe the end of last week, somewhere around there. I finished the book. Let's go back to like why I decided to write the book. I don't remember exactly where I don't remember like when that like it came to me to want to write this book in particular. I just know I've always wanted to write a book, just to, be different. I was always that kid that kind of wanted to be a little different. Didn't really care about fitting in that much. Like, I didn't want to wear the same clothes as everybody else, stuff like that. Like, I was the kid that kept a black tee and a white tee in my locker, because if anybody had the same stuff on as me, I'm going to change. So like, I just always wanted to write a book. Nobody in my family wrote a book to my knowledge. So I wanted to, write a book, get that out there. But I just didn't know what I wanted to write about. I just knew one day I'll write a book, right? And then, like I said, years ago, God blessed me with NoBS and the idea of it. If you haven't seen episode 1 of this podcast, go look at that. And I pretty much explained to you like how it came about, what I was doing, what it means, all that stuff. And now things have changed since then. The book and the meaning behind NoBS and the direction it's going, all that has changed for the better. Also, it went from pretty much just being about entrepreneurship and trying to, how can I put it, push ownership, which I still am. Advocate for ownership, advocate for entrepreneurship. I believe those things are important in everyday life. I believe you have to own something. If you don't want to own your business or start your business, you own property or whatever, but you have to have something to pass down to the next generation, right? So that's what I was pushing at first, right? I was trying to highlight people that were trying to get to their no bottom shelf lifestyle, but in a way that was just entrepreneurship. It was like just go getting, just like creating something new, like all these things, right? So that's what I was trying to highlight. But now, as I was writing the book, like, I just kind of started, I just started trying to just kind of get my thoughts together as far as like the outline of the book, what I wanted it to be about, and how what am I going to say when it comes to advocating for ownership and stuff like that. And I just remember, I'm a very spiritual person, so I remember like praying, like trying to ask God for like direction. Okay, what do you want me to write about? How do you want me to structure it? Just kind of playing around with it, like not really taking it serious. And then I wish I really knew why it went in this direction. I really honestly don't know. But now the meaning behind No BS to me is a little deeper. And I remember mentioning this to my boy Antoine, and he was telling me how like how he looks at No BS is the same. Like from when I first started like telling him about it, he was like, nothing's changed. He was like, it's always been there as far as like the meaning and stuff behind it now. I thought that was interesting because I didn't see that. But now it's going from a little bit of entrepreneurship back to not back to, but it's going from entrepreneurship and ownership, even though it's still there, but it's more focused now on happiness and achieving your happiness. Or if that is through entrepreneurship and ownership, then that so be it. But if not, then through whatever avenue it is, but just kind of like advocating for self-awareness and happiness, or should I say happiness through self-awareness? That's the best way to put it. So that's what the book's about. The book is about trying to teach people how I achieved my happiness and how I am currently in the process of achieving it. And kind of what the steps I've took that led me up to this point. Cause I feel like it's a billion people in this world. Like I can't be the only person that has dealt with this. I've dealt with depression. I've dealt with, just like, self-doubt and not knowing where I wanted to go. I dealt with not having a direction in life. I've dealt with all these things combined, like on everything. And on top of all that, I have kids, I have a family. So it's kind of, if you don't have a direction, then you kind of lead in. It's like the blind leading the blind, right? You don't know where you're going. So you just kind of lead in your family astray and stuff. It's just, I know I'm not the only person that's dealt with that. So I decided to write a book about how I kind of got onto the right path and how I believe like this is my calling. And I also talk about that in the book too. But basically the book is just basically about like my journey to the point where I'm at now and how I believe everybody can achieve happiness through self-awareness. So that's pretty much the basis of the book. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I want y'all to cop it, but I don't know. Right now, the book, speaking into existence, the book will be released this year. It's 2022. It'll be released this year by the end of the year. Hopefully, I'm talking like the top of the fourth quarter. That's my goal, to release the book. So you should be hearing a lot from me. Like I said, I noticed like episode, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna just say this is starting ground one. This is 0. It's episode 1. Pretty much like I'm starting over, being more consistent with these podcasts too. And then I'm also bringing the people back from the podcast previous. I'm just going to interview them in a different light, and talking about their happiness and stuff like that and what they did to achieve that happiness. But yeah, that's basically the book. The book is just highlighting the steps that I took and how I got here, or how I was led here, I should say, by God, like through various different paths, that pretty much kind of, he just closed doors on me and just opened this one. Because like I said, the idea of this book, the idea of where I want to go, the idea of how this book is structured, like from every word, every line, everything that was given to me, like that was nothing that, like, I didn't have this idea like going into like literally I remember sitting writing the book and like starting to write like just kind of like an intro and like my story, like my background, and I had no clue what the actual book was going to be about. I had no, like, I don't know how many times I started the process and then just didn't finish it, or like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I write a book about this, or like I had no clue. I just like, oh, you know what, I'm just start writing the book. And then as I started writing the book, I took a step, right? I started writing the book. God just kept giving me things to put in this book. And they literally just came. I cannot make this up. They literally just came to me and I put them on paper, or I should say on the computer, and the book is done. It's a short book. I don't like long books personally. I'm not I don't get me wrong. I read. I listen to more audiobooks though, but I read. I just don't like the long, extensive books. I don't like repeating things over and over and over again, or like just having to take you 3 weeks just to read a book or what. I don't know. It's a short read though. So short read, attention spans is shorter. I feel like I just wanted to get to the point. This is what I did. This is the things and steps that I think you should do. There are workbooks, like worksheets inside the book. I'm thinking about doing the process of a workbook. I'm not sure that go along with it, but there are worksheets at the end of each chapter to so that way you can kind of do and like just interact with the book a little bit. But yeah, like I'm in a good space right now because I wrote the book. I feel like a weight's off my shoulder because I want to say I started writing this book sometime last year. I don't remember exactly when. But it took me about maybe fourth quarter of last year is when I started writing the book. Sometime around like maybe September, October-ish. I want to say maybe around then I started writing the book. And that's when I should say this. Around that time is when I knew the direction of the book. Like I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about. I knew exactly, you know what I mean? The points that I wanted to get across, the 4 steps, because there are four main steps that I took. So I knew that that's what I was going to talk about around then. And that's when I started writing, and I just got done. And right now, currently it is the beginning of May. And I pretty much got done in April. So yeah, I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm excited for the lives that may be changed from this book. Like I said, whoever God intends to hear this book or hear this message, they will hear it. And I'm just grateful that God used me, because it could have been anybody, but he chose me. So I'm grateful. And like I said, I'm in a good space because the book, I think the book is dope. I've let a couple people read it. A couple people like it. A couple people are still reading it, so I'm kind of waiting on some feedback from them. Like I said, I'm in the process of trying to get it like at least like a final edit, and then see what I gotta do to get it published. But the book is done. Like, it's done, finito, done. So that's dope. Like I said, as far as these podcast episodes, I'm gonna keep coming in here, giving y'all little nuggets, giving y'all little gems that I come. It's gonna be a mixture. It's gonna be some of me, like there's episodes with me. I'm gonna try to keep them short. I'm not gonna be here talking in front of y'all too long. But it's kind of give y'all my thoughts, you know what I mean, and like just the process, and just I think about like random stuff a lot, and just be kind of thinking. And that's the thing I want to provoke. I want to provoke thought within this podcast. I want to provoke thought within the book. That's like the whole purpose, like just to promote self-awareness, and for you to even if I get you to think about yourself in a way of like bettering yourself, or in a way of, okay, well, maybe I have steered off the path of who I really am, and this is not direction I should be going in, but I want to go over there, but I veered off over here. You know what I mean? Just the thought of that. You know what I mean? Just to hit like to get you thinking in that manner is what I'm here for. And I feel like that's my goal. I feel like that's my calling. And I want to touch on that a little bit. Like I said, it's going to be a little rant. Like, I really didn't have like an outline, and it's late, but I just wanted to get something done. I just wanted to definitely get an episode out. I definitely wanted to promote the book and let y'all know the book is done. And kind of that's why I've been absent from the podcast lately. It's just because I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, but that's neither here nor there. It's just mostly just been the book. I wanted to get the book done. I wanted to get the book done that way. 1, I have some more things to talk about, and 2, I kind of know the direction now of where I want this thing to go with NoBS. So like I said, I got the book done. So now, yeah, I'm just going to continue to talk about the book. Continue to you'll hear from a bunch of different people I'm gonna have on, just sparking different conversations, because that's kind of what I want to do with this podcast. So you'll be, like I said, you'll be hearing from me. It'll be like short episodes. You'll be hearing from other people. I'll have it like a lot of interviews and stuff that I want to do. I already have some people in mind, have some people set up, so that'll be dope. Also, do video now, because I wasn't doing video before. I got this new like setup because I moved. So now I got a space that I can like actually record in. So I'm gonna like deck the studio out a little bit. Maybe put something on the wall back here or something. I can get a little canvas made or a banner or something with my logo on it. And then yeah, I'm gonna get like a little table, maybe a mic stand. You know, I'm gonna finish decking this out a little bit. But dang, what was I talking about though? I had went off on a rant and I was about to touch on something. Oh, calling. So the book is, I feel like I was called to, with NoBS, like I said, it was given to me. Make a long story short, basically one day randomly I was listening to music and Rick Ross had said a verse in a song and I knew the words and stuff like that, but like for whatever reason this particular day it just hit me different and those words stuck to me and that birthed the brand, that birthed the idea. So I feel like this was planning on me. This was my calling to do this. I ran from it for many years because that was 2014, 15, right? Yeah, like 14, I think. Yeah, somewhere around there, 2013. Yeah, 2014. So yeah, it's 2022. I've ran from it. And I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people run from calling. And all you gotta do is answer it. And when you answer it, things start lining up. And I talk about that, like being in alignment in the book. That's one of the steps. And I was out of alignment, but I was running from alignment for the longest, because I was running from the calling, because it's not my passion. Don't get me wrong. Like I love to talk. Like anybody knows me, like I'm always talking, but to talk for a living or to speak for a living, to give messages and lead people for a living, that's something that I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared of. I'm fearful of that because I don't know what that entails. I've never done that. I've always considered myself a leader, but just not through speech, through just my actions, like just how I move. Like, all right, you follow me, like you see what I'm doing, okay, this is what you should be doing. So I'm more of a lead by example type of guy rather than just lead by my words. Always been very vocal though, so it's just something that kind of scares me a little bit, as well as like public speaking kind of scares me a little bit too. So these are the things that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't articulate the best. I don't. So that kind of puts me in a headspace where almost like I'm not good enough, right? So I ran from the calling for a while. It just got to the point where like God just kept closing doors in my face, which I talk about in the book, that it kind of just forced me back into this. So this is why I'm doing it. So I do believe strongly in it now. Not saying that I didn't before, but like it's just different now because like, okay, this must be what I'm supposed to be doing because of the fact that everything else has closed in front of me. So this is the only thing that's left. You know what I'm saying? So I feel as though a lot of people in life also deal with that. They know, I think if you really sit down and think, I feel like you know what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you know, like, you know what you're good at. You know the thing that is keeping you up at night. You can't really sleep about. You can't really sleep. Like, you're always thinking on it. Like, oh, what if I do this? Or like, I would love to start this company, or I would love to just go here or do this or talk to kids or whatever it may be, right? But you just don't, because you're, whatever reason, you're afraid. Like, you don't want to. It's not something you're passionate about. Like, this isn't my passion. My passion is sports. My passion is training. But at the end of the day, this is my calling. So I kind of like, you have to answer it. Like, at some point you have to answer that. So this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm just answering the call. And I'm excited for where it's going to lead me. Because like I said, I'm happy now. Like, I didn't think I would ever be happy as far as, you know, doing something like this. I wouldn't be happy until like I had my own facility and I'm training athletes, stuff like that. But no, I can genuinely say Like when I'm doing this, when I was doing the podcast before, even though it was going a different direction, like I was happy, I was excited, like I was energized to do those things. I was a different person. And now with this, and I got the book done, like it's just, that's all I've been thinking about. I was like, yo, I wrote a book, bro. Like I wrote a book. Like that still kind of blows my mind. The fact that like I wrote a book, like I never would have imagined I wrote a book. Like I wrote a book, bro. Like words can't, like I can't explain how amazing this feels. But I'll be sitting here lying to you if I didn't say I was scared shitless. I am. Excuse my language, but I'm scared, and I realize that I'm fearful not of failing so much, but I'm more fearful of the success, which I didn't even think that was possible, to be like afraid of succeeding. But I'm here to tell, like, it's very possible, and that's something that I just became self-aware of, just in the past like 2-3 months, that I'm afraid of succeeding. And I've been afraid of succeeding. I've been afraid of the spotlight. I've been afraid of being in the forefront and like leading people, and afraid of the consistency. Like I'm literally afraid of the consistency, because with this I have to show up every day. I have to show up every day. Like I can't take days off. I can't take weeks off. I can't take podcast episodes off. I can't take one. I don't know which direction I'm leaning in after this book. I really don't. But I feel as though what I'm being pulled to is going to be like in some type of coaching position, as far as like being like a kind of like a lifestyle coach, even though like I guess you would call it that. But I feel like that's the direction I'm being pulled into, and I'm gonna have to show up, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm fearful of that, because like we all wake up and we just don't feel like doing it. Like it's like, not today, bro. Like today I'm just taking a day off. I just want to sit, watch some basketball or some football, or like chill with my family, go out to dinner. Not saying I can't do those things, but there's going to be days where like that's all I'm going to want to do. But I'm gonna have somebody out there relying on me to put out an episode, or to talk about the book, or do an interview, or maybe a coaching, like I said, one day or something. Like I'm gonna have something that's going to be required of me. Like I said, it was more is given, more is required. And I think that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the requirements. But I'm giving it all to God now. I am just trying to be led, and I'm going to hope that and pray that this fear of success kind of goes away, and I just don't think about it anymore. So I'm just start doing stuff, like instead of like pondering on, because I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze things all the time. Analysis paralysis I have really bad. But I'm gonna just start being like Nike. Just do it. No sponsorships though. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just, you know what I mean? I'm just start doing stuff. Like I'm gonna just try to knock that fear out. You know what I mean? Like, don't be feared of, like, it's crazy. Like, don't be feared of failure. Like, cause you have to fail to get better. So like, I've never been afraid of failing. I've always like say, okay, I'm gonna try. But like, knowing that I'm afraid of success kind of scares me even more. Cause like, yo, not like I didn't never realize that I was afraid of success. But now that I realize I'm afraid of success, it's like, yo, like success, like, it's hard, one, but like a lot's required of you, yo. And it's kind of like you got to show up every day, and that's something that I'm still, like I said, I'm praying on, because I want to be consistent. And I have a problem with that, but you know, we gonna work it out. But yeah, man, the book is done. That's just pretty much all I want to say. I'm excited for that. Book is done. Podcast episodes gonna be coming like back to back. Not every day though, but every week. So that's going come. Like I said, the book will be out end of this year. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna keep promoting it. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Yeah, there's nothing else to say, man. Nothing else to say besides the book is done. the title of this episode. The book is done. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. I'm also be talking like I'm excited for y'all to come on this journey with me. Like from here, like now, like it's from where I can see this thing going. Like the vision that God has given me is amazing, and I know it's going to be 10 times more amazing than the vision that I have in my head that He's given me. I think it's just a glimpse of what's going to happen. So like I said, I just more or less hope now that for the most part this book serves the purpose, whatever purpose that may be that God wanted to attend. If even if it's just one person that gets something from this book and goes off and does wonderful things in the world, that is, I've done my job. You get me? So that's the purpose of the book. That's the goal. I hope to help people with the issues that I have dealt with now that I don't have them anymore. Hopefully my story kind of helps them get through their issues. And yeah, I look forward to this was fun. The book was fun, yo. The book was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying it was easy, because it wasn't. It was hard. Like I said, it almost took me a year, but it was hard. I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit a bunch of times. I actually like took breaks at a time, like days and stuff like that. Like I would go days. So I think the longest I went in that time frame was like a week and a half. I went without like even looking at the book. So yeah, but the book's done. The book's done. I'm excited. I hope y'all excited. I will be dropping these episodes. I think I'm dropping them every Monday. Is I think when I'm going to start dropping these podcast episodes. I think I'm gonna drop every Monday, Sunday or Monday. I think Monday though. I think I'm gonna drop every Monday, so that way, just throughout the week, give y'all something. I'm gonna try to do 2. I'm gonna try to just, keep my thoughts and stuff like that going. But at the end of the day, I'm excited. I'm excited to share my gift with the world. And yeah, stay tuned for the book. Keep listening to the podcast. I appreciate all of y'all. Follow the brand on social media at no_bottom_shelf on Instagram. I had a Twitter. I think I gotta get that joint back, to be honest. I'll see if I remember the password. I think I do though. And yeah, we on the gram right now. I'm gonna try to be consistent on the gram, start posting more things and stuff like that, my thoughts, and just giving little words and stuff like that. But I've been talking for a minute. I didn't want this to be that long, but I'm excited. The book is done. I don't know how many times I said that during this podcast episode, but hey, it's done, yo, and I'm excited. Yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.